Let's get right into it.
Easy, Tiger. Easy. Come on. Hey. How many police chases do you think?
Yeah, I can really tell that gotta be a Beamer.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how wanted would you say you are?
Probably a 10.
Beamer gang, feel me?
I wasn't lying when I said these guys are wanted.
Nice little Beamer. Got that
Hello,
yours.
folks, I'm Tommy G. I'm here with the most wanted drivers in New York.
Hey, I'm Squeeze Banks.
Oh, you was Squeeze Banks.
Swim team, you already know what's going on. I love NYPD. Swim team, the dream team.
So buckle up, folks. This is going to be a wild ride.
Okay.
One day in the safety of my home in Milwaukee, I started to get bombarded by DMs
about to
imploring
bring
me
the
to
Beamers
explore
out?
these two drivers named Squeeze
Oh,
Banks
I
and
can't wait
Benz
for that.
911. When I looked at their pages,
And I
their
like
driving
Beamers.
shocked me. I would describe their videos as
I
daring,
got one
dangerous,
myself.
and
I love
reckless. I'm fascinated by the human desire to push limits and
M3.
go against the grain. I'm fascinated by the daredevils and outlaws of the world. Young men in particular love to do this in a variety of ways. Evel Knievel shot himself out of a cannon, Philip Petit tightrope walked across the Twin Towers, Alex Honnold climbed up cliffs without a rope, and fighter Darren Till cut weight until he went blind. The question that comes to mind when you look at this behavior is what compels someone to push themselves to such lengths and risk injury or death. In today's video, we investigate this daredevil behavior in the form of reckless drivers who are causing outrage and fascination across New York.
Police tried to pull over a car on West 38th Street and 7th Avenue. The driver sped off, slamming into cars, driving on the sidewalk, and even hitting a dining shed.
But there's a twist in the story, because these guys don't just risk their own necks in the stunts, they also risk the lives of innocent pedestrians and the law enforcement that chases them. These guys regularly go on police chases and evade police helicopters. Today, we interview them face to face and talk morality, ethics, danger, and their motivation for their behavior. Let's dive in and go boots on the ground.
Be swimming in traffic.
This documentary is purely for educational purposes. We want to stress that the behavior depicted in this video is dangerous, illegal, and should never be imitated. And remember, it only takes one bad crash to ruin your life or someone else's. Please drive responsibly. Thank you.
2 with the F87. Take for 2 by Carbone in my section.
We wanted to know how everyday people felt about this kind of driving. We had some extra time to kill at the New York airport, so I went around showing people videos of Squeeze Benz and Where's 981 driving. Here's what they had to say about it.
El crazy guy.
I think if the piece go off, then it's a bit dangerous.
Es duro.
He's probably going 120, 130 right now. See how there's some close calls?
I feel like he thinks he's in a video game. That stuff pisses me off.
Forza.
That kid
That's a Corsa.
too. When that guy hits one of my kids, he'll say, I don't know what happened.
I could tell this guy a million times, hey, you're going to kill somebody on the road. He's going to do it anyway. What do you think about that?
It makes me mad. I get it. All kids, they're bred to do that, right? But it's irresponsible.
If I told you that this guy's gotten away from not only multiple police, but also helicopters. What's your reaction on that?
And what
believe
PD
it.
said.
I just feel like it's really selfish.
Count 4K.
I feel like he
Come
should
on.
get his
Say
license
cheese.
taken away for some period of time and probably have to go through safe driving classes, maybe talk to people who are victims of people that drive like him.
I think it should be commensurate with like attempted manslaughter or something like. I mean, that's in effect you're putting people at risk intentionally when you go a certain speed over the speed limit.
If you were his mother or father, what would you tell him?
That he's a selfish idiot. One of these days, somebody is gonna get in his way, and that person's gonna end up dead, or many people are gonna end up dead. And if he ends up dead, that's his consequence for what he does. But nobody else deserves to have that kind of risk. It's no different than someone who's really drunk getting behind the wheel of a car and driving when they have no control. I mean, your car is actually like a weapon of mass destruction. It has to be handled with care.
Worse than being drunk and getting behind the wheel, because you're actively making the choice to put other people's lives at risk.
The steepest price that gets paid is not the person
Fast
driving
and
the car.
Furious,
Someone's going to end up
boys,
dying
baby.
of that.
That can ruin hundreds of people's lives. Like if a kid in a school were to die, everybody in the school would be mourning for that one person.
Oh yeah, he's tripping. Not safe at all.
If he hits somebody, do you think it should be manslaughter or the first degree?
I say manslaughter because you know what you're doing. Like you're just driving crazy. Like
what would you tell him if you could say something to him?
I'd be like, slow down.
What do you think about driving like this?
Oh, it's terrible. I don't like it.
Like you better stay away from that.
Yeah.
What should be the penalty if he's caught?
Oh, look at they clean though.
If he hits somebody, even if he kills somebody, it's vehicular manslaughter.
This guy has an ability to get away from multiple police vehicles, and including helicopters.
Right.
So he hasn't been caught. Yesterday, he got away from a helicopter.
Where, in New York or California?
New York.
Wow. What kind of car is he renting?
Lamborghini.
I can see I was out running the cars. I guess we could hope for him hitting a telephone pole. Turn yourself in, brother. You're a reckless driver and you're going to hurt innocent people.
You heard the man. Turn yourself in now.
We're on our way to meet Squeeze Benz. Recently, he's been making the news for his high-speed stunts. While some people see his driving as exhilarating and exciting, there's a rising sentiment that this sort of behavior unnecessarily endangers innocent drivers and pedestrians. He sent us the address of a random parking garage and told us to pull up. This is what we encountered.
Folks, we're on the way to talk to one of the most wanted drivers in New York, Squeeze Benz. This kid does stuff that makes my butthole pucker up. Pause. This guy is reckless. This guy is extreme. This guy drives at a very high speed. I do not drive like this. You shouldn't drive like this, and there's a reason why I'm not getting into cars while they're driving this fast. It's dangerous. It's reckless. It's scary. Disclaimer, don't do this at home. He's kind of like a high-speed fugitive. I'm always interested in the outlaws of the world, people that live on the edge. Humans, especially men, are always pushing the limits of danger. But one distinction I want to make is even
we like them every now and then.
Himself when he fails. The UFC fighters are both signing up. They're in mutual combat. But these guys, if something goes wrong, they harm innocent civilians. So I want to ask him about that, but then ask him about the outlaw, the testing danger piece that lives strongly within them, because I think that's interesting. This is not a product placement. I do not want a partnership.
I had one of those Celsius.
I do not drink your drinks every single trip, multiple times a day. I don't absolutely love your drink. Guys, if you want to hit me up, please do. I would love to talk to you. Otherwise, I'll probably hit up Prime, and you know how that goes. So we're pulling up to meet Squeeze Benz. I'm excited.
They're talking about Prime. I see Prime everywhere now.
Issue around here if they have
especially now that speed is signed with them.
Got some zip to it. RIP Mainstream Media. It's been a great run. Kudos to you for lasting as long as you have. But that's it. I mean, you're finished. Sorry. In honor of that, RIP Mainstream Media. Sweatshirts available. TommyGMcGee.com. Oh my God, dude. What the f is this, Batman, dude? On a scale of 1 to 10, how wanted would you say you are?
Probably
glossy black with some orange stripes with some orange brake calipers.
About a year ago, I got my first Benz, and I always did like little driving videos, and I never really took it to nothing. And then my boy started saying like, mad people are blowing up off this, and I was just like, that's just how it started.
I'm curious, like you have a Lamborghini, at one point a Mercedes-Benz. I'm sure you go through a lot of
Lambo
cars.
clean though, that Urus, that is tough.
Cars all crazy. You guys getting your own cars? Like, tell me about that.
I had my own car for a bit, but then I changed it up because I did get chased a lot. So I just realized, like, doing long-term rentals is just a way better route. And then obviously I don't tell these guys I'm Squeeze Benz.
Did you ever get
long-term rentals is a way better route? You heard, man.
You ask, and then like I kind of just like just driving the car. You know what I mean?
You mix danger, but there's also other people at risk when you do that. Innocent civilians. So what do you think about the element of danger for that?
I've been doing this since like real shit since I was 9. I used to take my dad's car out, and I used to
Dang, 9?
For so long now.
Boys are youngin' out here.
I'm professional at it. Like niggas know like that's how I drive. There's been incidents where I've gone out with people and they try keeping up with me and they crash.
How fast do you go?
I mean, there's been a video on live where I've gone one-handed 210 miles an hour.
Filming with one hand, driving with the other 210 miles an hour. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's scary.
Lock that man up.
To build up a tolerance of just speed.
Do you feel like the police watch your Instagram?
100%, they do.
Let's pop in the car and keep the conversation going.
Faster than fast. Oh, he got that wheel.
Okay. How many people normally out compared to like, am I in the high end of
the high end?
That's okay. Does your mom worry about you?
I told her she don't even want to hear the things that I'm doing. She be getting scared because she know I be doing shit, like, you know what I mean?
Do you know any friends that have gotten really hurt or died doing this?
My boy, he was racing and he macked up and he hit his head and his head like split open a little bit. He needed stitches, but like other than that, nothing's ever happened.
Tell me about the camera system in New York. How hard is it to evade capture or awareness of the police?
Super easy. A lot of people like they be doing crimes with their plates on. Look at me, I go and run from a car.
That is a clean. Are they in the Urus?
New York City is one of the most advanced camera surveillance networks on the planet. An Amnesty International project identified that there are more than 25,000 public and private cameras at traffic intersections across the city. This camera technology can capture faces and other details from up to 400 feet away. This infrastructure isn't cheap either. This camera technology combined with cell phone tracking tools,
technology
spyware,
is all in China as well.
racked up nearly $3 billion in expenditures from the NYPD from 2007 to 2019. When street racers run rampant in the city, it's easy for governments to make the argument to increase the surveillance in order to shut down this reckless and deadly behavior. However, this same technology can also be used to capture the profiles of millions of civilians on a daily basis, something that is currently happening in China and that many Americans are afraid of. As technology such as AI facial recognition and high-def cameras increase in quality, this is a challenge we are going to have to wrestle with to ensure the very tech that can help keep us safe also doesn't grow too powerful to infringe upon our freedoms.
What are the different penalties for if you got caught?
Yeah, they be driving some clean whips. Look at that orange guts.
More than triple the speed limit, double the
Yeah, that's
speed
a
limit.
man.
There's a lot of
And a
tickets.
Urus.
You did a video in Times Square recently, right?
Yeah.
I send it back for all my insecurities. Maybe like some work
In the Beamer. Ay, look at the swim team. Ay, Dios. Crazy guys.
It only takes one mistake to permanently change or destroy somebody's life.
I do understand that. It's just like, we were also like, there was a lot of people, 12 o'clock in the morning, you seen in the video, like I stopped, looked around, made sure there was nobody and started doing it. And then when I was running the red lights, I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key bugging. I low-key know how to run the red lights. I've been chased by Mac cops to the point where I could blow the red lights doing 60, 70. No, I'm not gonna
60, 70, dude. What is your strategy in getting away from police?
Hopping on the highway. These cops, like, they're not really built for that. It's a lot of...
Yeah, they hop on the highway and they be taking off.
Cops. Like, these guys do not know how to drive on the highway.
Let's talk about how drivers like Benz can evade detection for so
they're
long.
taking
They
off
do
on
so by
rookie
altering
cops.
or covering up their license plates so the
They
car
say all
cannot be
these
tracked
cops
by
is
police
rookies.
or the traffic cameras. Cars with this modification have been nicknamed ghost cars. Last month, a joint task force was launched between New York Governors Kathy Hochul, New York Mayor Eric Adams, the NYPD, and the MTA to crack down on the issue of ghost cars. In their first day alone, they impounded 73 cars, issued 282 court summons, and made 8 arrests. And I noticed the same thing back home in Milwaukee.
Dang.
The guys running
They
through the red
cracking down
lights,
over
driving
there
the
in New
stolen
York,
cars, and
New
driving
Jersey.
aggressively. Most of them do not have license plates.
What's the longest police chase you've been on?
Yeah, because they get tracked down that easy. Say goodbye.
But the main thing was the helicopter. That was really hard to go with. Luckily it was late night. I was in the Porsche and that shit does 210 miles an hour. So I just hopped on the highway, you know what I mean? The helicopter can only go so fast.
You go faster than the helicopter?
Yeah, they only like top out like 150, 140.
You crash into somebody, they get paralyzed, they die. You think you deserve to?
Yeah, they wildin'.
Obviously I wouldn't want.
What am I listening to?
If I kill somebody, that's somebody's life. Like, that's somebody's mother, brother.
No, that sounds fun though.
Cases. If somebody crashed into my mom in her car and they killed her, I want them to go to jail. You know what I mean? Maybe not for life. But
Damn
just,
right.
Get it in their head, like, you know.
What makes taking these risks worth it for you?
They're not really risks to me, that's the thing. I don't really see them as risks. I see them as like, you know, me just everyday driving.
You say you've been driving since you were 9 years old?
My dad used to give me his car. You know, I used to sit on his lap when I was like 7. He used to give me the steering wheel, that. And then, you know, I hit 9. He used to send me, yo, go to AutoZone real quick. I used to go to AutoZone, Home Depot, whatever the cases. At 13, I used to start picking up my boys. And that's
And now he in a Urus.
No cutting up.
Oh my motherfucker. Okay, easy, Tiger. Easy, 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 easy. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. No more, no more.
Ooh, that motherfucking made
Yeah, they wildin'.
Imagine me doing that.
At 100?
Yeah, that's really nothing.
How many police chases do you think you've been in?
More than my hand. There's been so many
Yo,
times
he was
where
pushing
police
that.
get behind us and they start chasing. Or like, it's not really chases for
I know Tommy was shaking. That boy was like, come on, man.
Driving New York?
Between me and Where's 981, like Where's 981 low-key died down, I feel like I've taken over that spot, so yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot of young men that watch your content. What do you think about kids that want to go try and replicate this, copy this?
From Squeeze Benz himself, do not come try this.
This is something that you can get paralyzed, you could die. I don't drive like this, you shouldn't. Some people in this game take lots of risks, and Squeeze is one of those guys, but highly advise never to do this. How sophisticated is the camera system in New York?
It's getting more sophisticated now to where, like, you know, it takes them probably 2-3 days to really find where he was at. You know
Oh, he wearing
How do you
gloves.
stash your vehicle so that the police don't trace you to your house?
I pay for a garage, I have one parking garage where I park my car.
So just like a drug dealer has trap houses, you have different...
I have trap house. Yeah.
We go. Are you nervous at all?
I'm f***ing nervous.
The boys are right here.
Ooh, that boy wild.
And I get a glove.
Bro, you know, he was about to get out of his vehicle and we were just about to smash him as he opened up his door.
I would have fucking
Yeah, they
This is
wildin'.
something that young men gravitate towards.
They really
Let's talk
wild,
about brain development in young men. The male brain does not fully mature until about 25, so their prefrontal cortex that assesses risk is not fully developed yet, which helps to explain the risky behavior we see in this segment of the population. There's a name for this: young male syndrome. This sometimes short-sighted behavior is hypothesized to have provided an evolutionary advantage. A 2001 University of Liverpool study found that females prefer brave males who take risks to the ones that do not. And if we go back thousands of years to being hunter-gatherers on the savannah, this preference makes sense, as a female would want the male that fends off the lion or stands to fight when another rival tribe approaches. Biologically, not much has changed in our brains then, but our technology has progressed much further, and it helps to explain why you see young men doing high-speed chases and drifting through Times Square.
What's the craziest?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I pulled up on the highway showing the truck. He was about to pull someone over, so I got behind him. I started playing with him, and I was recording. I got away, obviously. A week later, I started getting like 2-3 black Chargers. I'm looking up, and I see the helicopter above me, and I'm like, oh no. It was only like my second ever helicopter chase, so my heart was bumping. I'm not knowing how hard these guys are going to go for me right now. They're going to set a roadblock up, something, you know what I mean? But thank God that wasn't the case.
Like a spike strip.
That's never happened to me. I don't need to give these niggas advice, but like, I don't know why they don't use spike strips.
Is it hard for you not to be going fast right now?
Honestly, yeah. If New York really wanted to step their game up, they should put...
I mean, you're in a Urus. I expect him to go a little fast. You know I would. I'll be there.
Let's talk about reckless driving in the United States. In 2021, there were 6 million car crashes and 39,500 of them were fatal. A survey by the insurance company Nationwide found that 47% of Gen Z reported driving faster than the speed limit, and 34% of them reported video chatting while driving. Actions like this help contribute to car crashes being the leading cause of death for American teenagers. Another concerning fact is the amount of pedestrians killed by reckless driving. In 2022, there were 7,500 deaths in this manner. In New York, vehicular manslaughter is a felony that carries a steep sentence of up to 15 years.
We took 2 Polaroids, they're fresh off the press, still developing. We're gonna put them in 2 random people that buy merch in the next 48 hours. 2 people will get Squeeze Benz, Tommy G, Polaroid photos. RIP mainstream media, big dogs gotta eat. Hope to send this to you.
Available on Patreon only are the wild and extended cut versions of the interviews with Squeeze Benz, including one right after he got finished with a helicopter chase, extended cut interview with Swim Team, and more. This is some good shit. Patreon.
Yo, Tommy really made this look like a movie.
We find ourselves in another parking garage meeting with New York driver Where's 981 and his crew, the Swim Team. Swimming refers to the driving
Where's 981 be having some crazy
in and out of traffic to get where they want to go. They've gained a lot of notoriety online, and I wanted to talk to them to learn more about them.
The faster you go and the more dangerous you drive, the more views you get.
Alright guys, we're pulling up to meet the Swim Team. You're one of the groups of the drivers. Why do you guys call yourself Swim Team?
This is how it started. Like, they call me Float. It used to be called Float Apostle. So like, I guess it's like a teacher.
Swim Team.
Teach you how to float. And then it just turned into like, you know, we started cutting up and stuff. It was almost like we were swimming through track, and they'll call me like Michael Phelps. So we're swimmers.
How fast do you go sometimes?
Michael Phelps. They get Michael Phelps.
Easy to hit 150, bro. Like, it's triple digits no matter what. Your 50, 60 miles an hour is my 100.
Have you had any near misses?
Yeah, of course. People come to me like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? I'm not going to try and teach you how to do it because of the simple fact that someone can get hurt. Thank you that I have not hurt anybody.
His 50
like
is my 100.
Feels like anybody can get hit with a straight bullet.
If you hit somebody and they get really injured or die, what should be the punishment you think?
I'm going to jail 1,000%.
Yeah, it's worth it. Why?
It's not worth it. That's the thing. I can't justify it, you know?
What's it like being in a high-speed chase?
Your first time, it feels crazy, bro. Like, you're like you're scared to go home some way, somehow. You make it home.
Oh, that adrenaline rush.
A tough night of sleep that first night. And then you make it to the second night, you make it to the next night. They never come. After that, you get numb to it, you know?
What are the laws in New York for chasing people? Because I know in Milwaukee, oftentimes they don't chase you at a certain speed because they know it results in civilian deaths a lot of times when the chase happens.
It depends on the cop, honestly. I've seen cops where one of my boys, this dude is going off-road in New York, and the cops following him off the road. It just takes that one, you know, that one cop that's just ready to be like, alright, I'm coming for you, and it's over.
What does your mom think about this?
I bring my mom to work, she's going 150, she didn't get scared. In her eyes, she knows I'm a good driver. Like, she got mother's prayers, of course, she's gonna always pray for me, make sure everything works out every single time, but she's not too stressed.
You created swim, right?
I wouldn't say I created swim, so it started between me and Bo, right?
That M is clean though.
So I'm here with...
Where's 981?
And I'm Tommy G, allegedly.
Tough lineup. That M3 is stupid.
Who out of this group is the high-speed specialist?
I'll find something white.
This nigga right here, he's a nasty old movie. That's why I drift.
I think he's like Alpine White or something.
What's the fastest you guys have ever gone in a car before? 170?
183.
That's life or death.
192.
What makes it worth it for you to put yourself in that position where you could go to the afterlife if you're not careful?
Rush, man. You're not gonna rush. I'm not driving my car, but I just drive it down front, bro. If I die, I die. And I'm not living life like I want to die for me. I'm not trying to go outside and die, obviously. I never, like, hopped in a car and went that fast off rip. It's kind of like, I got used to it, slowly, building up, like, a tolerance to speed. Or if you're watching this and you're a driver, then you know what I mean.